All right, everybody. I have a quick video here with some tips on how to do the position homework assignment. One tip I would like to suggest is open your project in Chrome, but also bring in the PNG, the results PNG file into Chrome as well. So you can kind of do a little side by side. You can just see the two next to each other so you can see if any of them are off a little bit. They should have a pretty good matchup. It might be a little pixel off here and there, but when you're done, the matchup should be pretty good. It should be really, really good. So that's the first tip I would say. Have the two side by side so that way you can do a comparison. The next tip I would recommend is to use the styles that are here. And if you look, they actually have the semicolons on them. So we basically have the styles that we need. So let's take a look over here at this frame one, box one. It's already in position, but I'm actually going to come here, copy this text. Great. And let's take a look at our code. And we're going to kind of start from scratch. You should be able to just paste in exactly what we copied from the other screen right here. You might need to just adjust, make sure you have your semicolons where they should be. But yeah, just go ahead and copy the text that's there, paste it right into your declaration block. That would be the first step. Because these numbers will be true. These numbers will not change. You will not have to make it a zero or do anything. You must actually use these numbers exactly as they are. No kind of fiddling with them. Use the numbers as they are. The next step would be to then figure out what it is that you need to do. Are you going to use position relative? You're going to use position absolute, position fixed? Which of the three are you really going to use? For this first one, I'm going to use position absolute. Let's get rid of this for a second. All right, so we use position absolute. We moved it down to the bottom -10 to the right -10. And then when we take a look at our output here, we can see that it's doing exactly that. It's down -10, right -10. And as we can see, it's leaving our HTML element there. And the reason why it's doing that is because it's actually attached. We're using position absolute. This square is attached to the HTML element. So it's -10 pixels, both bottom and right, to the HTML element. But we really want to take this box, I'm sorry, the square, and we want to attach it where? Let's take a look. Well, if I look, it's -10, not of its own box here, but of the entire pink frame. So that tells me I need to take this square and I need to stick it to the frame. I need the frame to be the parent that it wants to listen to. So let's take a look at that. And as you see, we kind of have that right here. So let's bring that in. Position relative will allow this square to be fixed to this frame. And I'm going to, let's save and save. Oops, sorry, not yet. There we go. And save. Boom. And there we have it. It got attached to the frame. So that is how I would complete the rest of this. I would copy the values that I need, paste them into our script file, and then figure out what I need to use for position. Does it need to be position absolute? Does it need to be position fixed? Or perhaps even position relative? Remember, position relative does two jobs. One, it'll move an element around for us, but we don't really use it that much for that purpose. Most of the time when we use position relative, it's so we can attach some other element to that as a parent. Okay, yes. So then how do we continue from here? It will be a little bit of trial and error. This is a wonky assignment. You'll probably never have to do something like this in real life. This assignment is really designed to help you understand exactly positioning, so you can kind of brute force it a little bit. I would recommend if you're going to go the brute force method, use absolute, find out the limitations of it, and then maybe switch to something else if it wasn't working for you. The assignment is designed hopefully to help you learn positioning more, not just demonstrating your knowledge with it. I will tell you this, you will not need to use position absolute or position fixed on any of the frames or any of the boxes. Okay, you will only need to use position absolute on the squares or fixed on the squares and perhaps even relative on the squares. But on the frames or on the boxes, you will not need to use position absolute or fixed. So I'll guarantee you that. And finally, This assignment is not only helping you understand positioning, but it's also helping us understand compound CSS selectors. So here you can see I'm not selecting every square to add the style to. I'm specifically targeting the square that is inside of box 1, that is inside of frame 1. If I remove this line right here and save, when we take a look at our output, every box 1, all of its squares are now down here. So I need to specifically target, I don't want to target all of them with these rules. I specifically want to target the square that's inside of box 1 that is also inside of frame 1. So you can use this to help make sense of the rest of these. And if you have any further questions, as always, you can find me on MS Teams. The link is in the syllabus. Take it easy.